Well, folks, we have a new development in this whole real Boston Richey 1090 Jake whole entire debacle. So I think everybody knows at this point, but if you don't, 1090 Jake about 2 hours ago released a video 53 minutes long, basically saying that real Boston Richey is a snitch. It's his entire interrogation footage. Okay, he also timestamped it, and it looks pretty bad. But one thing is, real Boston Richey hopped onto academic stream, and he basically went off for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and he brought up some very kind of good points, honestly, and he kind of turned the entire situation, surprisingly enough, onto its head, because now a lot of people are calling 1090 Jake a rat. Now, what he first came out and said was he said that 1090 Jake says that if you talk to a law enforcement officer at all, that's automatically snitching. But then he said 1090 Jake himself snitched, but he kind of just didn't touch on it. But he said he's going to go back to it, and he said his brother is going to send a video, which he did send the video. But before that, he basically brings up how 1090 Jake unsent messages where he was basically saying that he thinks that real Boston Richey didn't snitch, but he misspoke. Now, he also said that 1090 Jake unsent those messages, and then whatever happened. Now, on top of that, one thing that real Boston Richey was saying was in that interrogation footage, what he was doing was he was basically saying names of people that didn't even exist, or people that it was impossible to get an ID on them. So, for example, one of the people that he named was somebody called Boom Boom, okay? Melinda Boom Boom Jackson. Now, he was saying that Boom Boom isn't even really a real person, and he kept saying that 1090 Jake was an academics chat and said, no, Boom Boom is on the witness list. But 1090 Jake took an L here because real Boston Richey said, no, Boom Boom is a junkie. That's a literal crackhead. Now, I mean, at first it was so hilarious because it was just the way he said it, but then you actually look at the address that it said that this Boom Boom person lives, and it says unknown address. So that kind of 100% goes towards what real Boston Richey was saying, to where he gave them a bunch of just fake names. Now, on top of that, real Boston Richey also said that the only reason he was brought in to be interrogated was because of that entire situation. He just had to be interrogated. He said if one of his family members end up getting shot or killed, the police are gonna have him in. It doesn't matter whether he snitches or not, or he's involved at all. They just want to get information out. But on top of that, now we go back into this whole situation with 1090 Jake snitching, which is what kind of turned this entire conversation. And it kind of made more and more make 1090 look a little incredible. Now, one thing was 1090 Jake kept saying before we get into it, he kept saying bring him into the call, but for obvious reasons, 1090 Jake isn't going to be in the call with real Boston Richey. I know a lot of people think that would have changed something, but they was devolved into something that they would have just easily went off a topic really quickly. But I'm gonna play this footage real quick, and then what do you guys think about this?
How easy is it to get drugs in a Florida prison?
Every single compound I hit, there was all types of drugs on there, whether it's prescription pills, Molly, some spots there was cocaine and meth, but nothing more common than K2.
Jacob Cherry, a former inmate, posted the videos to YouTube.
1, 2, 3, 4 flips.
He says Florida inmates currently behind bars recorded the videos using cell phones smuggled inside.
Now, the reason that is so crazy is because of the pure fact that 1090 Jake was kind of giving the impression and saying that if you talk to law enforcement officers at all, you're automatically snitching, and that's at least what was being portrayed. Now, one thing that 1090 Jake tried saying to respond to that was, I've posted that on my Instagram before. I know that's a thing, but that doesn't really change the fact. You can't say if somebody's cooperating or speaking to a law enforcement officer at all that they're snitching, but then there's a video of you talking to the news and basically exposing an entire operation going on in prisons. So that easily made 1090 Jake look really bad. And sorry for that. I know I hit the mic, but that made 1090 Jake look really bad, and that honestly flipped the conversation. But that was basically real Boston Richey's way of clearing everything and kind of exposing 1090 Jake, because one thing that did was that really took a shot at his credibility. How can you be calling people snitches, defining what snitching is, but you yourself were on, CNBC, whatever it was, basically snitching? But do you guys think that was snitching? I need you guys to let me know. Do you guys think that real Boston Richey still snitched? I honestly need your guys' opinion. Remember, give me a like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy. Peace.